Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm back again with another video. So in today's video we're gonna be looking at this Connex Connect smart Wi-Fi and Bluetooth LED screw candle bulb. Candle, yeah. So we're just gonna go and do a quick unboxing, set it up, see how we can control it. So let's go ahead without any waste of time, do the unboxing. I've already done a sort of an overhaul about all these smart lights that I have, and if you want to watch that video, it's gonna be on the top left. You can click there, or in the description section below. So what we find in the package, basically this is the user manual on how you can actually set up and control this light. So I won't go through that at this point in time. I'm gonna put that aside. This one is if you're going to use Google Assistant for actually controlling this bulb. However, we don't have the Google Assistant in this house at this point in time, so we are depending on Amazon Alexa, which is what I'm gonna actually show you on how to actually use that to control this light. So let's see what else we find in here. Basically, there's nothing, and this was supposed to call this, and then you'll find the screw candle bulb itself in here, and basically there's nothing else in the box. So basically this is it. So if I actually take the box away, so the screw candle, we're basically referring about this screws or screw that you actually found in here to actually put it on your bulb holder, which is something that you need to bear in mind when you're going to purchase a bulb like this. So let me just show you on the box itself that they actually do mention that this is a E14 base. So an E14 base is basically talking about the screw bottom part of the bulb, which is something that you need to be cognizant of when you're actually buying this bulb. The E14 base is basically where you're actually going to screw this light on the holder. So when you go to your store, I don't know where you normally shop, but for a place like Mr. Price Home, Woolly Studio, or at home, if you're going to buy your lamp, you're gonna have to ask for E14 base. That's the one that is going to work. You can actually find similar thing on Takealot and as well as on Amazon, and you will basically get what or where this bulb is going to fit in. So something to bear in mind, they will show it on the box. So it's basically the one that is marked in here, E14 base. I'm gonna put this thing aside. So for the sake of this video, I actually got myself something that I'm gonna use, which is this one here. So I actually had to look around to find something that will basically allow this thing to fit in. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in, and then we'll do the setup, and I'll show you how this thing works. So I'm just screwing it in. So probably maybe just before I even do that, let me show you how this thing looks like. So this is how it is inside. I hope this is visible. And this one in particular, by the way, I bought it from Sheet Street for 170 bucks. So you can basically go and get yourself something similar. There are other ones of different designs and sizes, but they are supporting E14 base, which allows this screw candle bulb to go in there. So basically that's what something that you need to look into. So I'm gonna put back the shade, and then from there I'm gonna just screw this part in. So I've screwed it in, and then let me just remove the cable tie. Put this aside, and so forth. So there we go. So it's on. So what I actually like about this, so it's busy flashing to basically indicate that it's ready to pair. So without any waste of time, I'm gonna quickly go and do that pairing right away. So let me quickly do that and pair. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna use the Smart Life app, which is what I would recommend you to use. Over and above, you can still use the Connex Connect app, which works perfectly. But if you have things like Amazon Alexa, like I do, this will work in well and perfectly for you. Jeez. So if you have something like Amazon Alexa, Smart Life app will work best for you to actually set up multiple lights without having to depend on third-party app. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add. Okay, so by default for me, the Smart live app has been detected, which already will take it through to Alexa without any waste of time. So I'm gonna edit detecting, and I think it's asking me to put in the password. I'm gonna put in my Wi-Fi password. And also bear in mind again, these lights, the smart lights, at this point in time, they are working on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi channel, which is, or the band, which is what you also need to connect your Wi-Fi in if you're using a similar thing like I am doing. So the light has stopped flashing. This is basically an indicator that it is connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it finish the setup.
I found smart Wi-Fi 4.5 watts candle bulb from the Smart Life skill, and you can control it by saying, turn off smart Wi-Fi 4.5 watts candle bulb.
So I normally like to change their names because by default the names are longer. So I'm gonna just name this one the candle bulb. So that was Alexa actually detecting it, and it's now detected and set up, and there we go. So basically that's how actually light looks like when it's connected. You can basically reduce and increase the brightness, which is what, if you can see the camera is picking it up well, you actually see that the brightness is increased. Then I'm gonna reduce the brightness. As you can see that the light intensity has reduced, and then the light temperature at this point it's 100, so I'm gonna put it down to like 50, and then you actually see it changing from being like a warm white to actually cool white. Let's do that, or rather from cool white to warm white, as you can see. So then when you actually increase the brightness, you actually see how warm the light is. So basically those are the two things that you can play with at this point in time. So this is not an RGB, so let me explain that. RGB, it means that it can have multiple colors like your red, green, yellow, blue, and so forth. So this is not, it's actually a warm and cool light, and it basically allows you to play with your brightness and also with whether you want it warm or cool and so forth. So it's basically minimal for that. This is actually good for a place whereby you just want a minimum amount of light. You can actually put everything at low just to have sufficient light to illuminate the room, but not necessarily to be bright. And another thing that you basically find in there is basically the modes, which is there's a night mode, there's a reading mode, there's working mode, and leisure. You can create your own custom scenes and depending on what you want to do. So for example, this is the reading scene. It will be changing between let me say brighter cool to warm cool white and so forth in between there. So it's something that it will basically take time to actually learn to see what's happening in each and different scene. However, some of the scene doesn't necessarily mean that the light will be changing between bright to light or from warm to cool and so forth. It will basically mean that it will be on a certain mode without changing, something like that. So now it's on a working mode, and working mode for me, I see that it's too much of a cool white. And then when we go to leisure, it's sort of like a mixture of both cool and warm. And basically when we go to the night, obviously the night will be represented by the warm white. So basically that's it. You can actually do things like schedule. You want to schedule it when you want the light to go on. You basically just put in your timer, and then you can just say, okay, I want this light to go on at, for example, in my case, I'll prefer it to go on at 6 p.m. and I will just say every day of the week, regardless of whether it's a holiday or not. And then I don't want to really put a note, and then it's just gonna save it. So every day at 6 o'clock in the evening, it will basically be on. This light will go on, and then I'll just gonna go back. And then you can also do things like countdown. So I think let's try to do a countdown. I'm gonna give it a minute and then say okay, that's gonna take a minute. Let's see. Okay, so normally a countdown, I don't know why, I've never actually used this feature, but I'm thinking it's probably wants you to be on for a couple of maybe hour or a couple of minutes before it actually shuts down. So which means this one will start counting down from 1 hour 1 minute, and then it will shut down after that. So something that you can actually put to say, I want the light to be on for like an hour, and then after an hour the light goes off or goes on, depending on what you're actually setting on. So basically that's it with this light. So last thing that I just want to show you that is basically you can control it using Alexa. Alexa, turn off the candle bulb. and then it turns it off. And then Alexa, turn on the candle bulb. Then it turns it on. And then Alexa, turn the candle bulb to cool white. Then it does that. And then Alexa, turn the candle bulb to warm white. Then it does that. Alexa, increase the candle bulb light brightness to 100. That was actually a long statement. I never thought you could do that, but basically those are some of the things that you can usually do when it comes into controlling this bulb. So I'm basically done with this bulb. I'm gonna go and put it at our bedside. It's gonna be something that we can work with right there, and it's gonna work well for reading before bed and so forth. I will do a short clip for you to see how it looks like, and it should be okay from there. So thank you so much for tuning in, and also I'm going to invite you to tune in on my next video when I actually show you the complete setup. So like I said before, I'm doing a journey whereby I'm automating most of the things in this apartment where we're living in at the moment, and I want you to be part of it. I will share where possible, and I would like to invite you to join us on our next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please drop a like on this video. It actually helps a lot to grow this channel, and also for this video to be recognized. Drop a comment on this comment section below if you have anything that you want to comment about the video or anything that you have a question about, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.